Every year I've seen them. Long lines of shiny cruisers and their 3 times-a-year riders, out riding for Dad to raise money for prostate cancer research. If I dismiss those parades as an opportunity for casual riders to show off their machines and their limited riding skills, it tells you much more about my prejudices and misconceptions than it does about Ride for Dad. Little did I know that the dad they were referring to was me. Like many men of my age and younger, during the last few years I'd been finding I was getting up more frequently in the night to pee. Sometimes the liquid stream was intermittent, sometimes a bit reluctant. I didn't think anything of it. I just assumed it was one of the many humiliations of getting older. Eventually I went to see my doctor, endured the minor indignity of a rectal exam, and was given a sheet authorizing a PSA blood test. I headed straight to the Life Labs clinic, but the lineup was out the door and I was impatient. I rode home, then promptly forgot about it. 3 months later, I began to notice some tiny spots of blood on my nighttime sheets. This was enough to encourage me to find that requisition, endure the lineup at the lab, and have a few cc's of my blood drawn. A week or two later, I received a phone call from my doctor. My PSA was high. He'd already referred me to a urologist, except when I arrived for the appointment, the doctor I met turned out to be the head of the oncology department at the Queen's University Teaching Hospital. Not an encouraging sign. With a PSA in the 1700s, it was evident that not only did I have prostate cancer, but it was likely to have spread. A bone scan followed, thankfully clear, but further imaging showed that those nasty little cancer cells had spread to some of my lymph nodes. I'm on the drugs now. The prognosis isn't too dire, and there's no reason I won't be able to inflict more motorcycle travel videos on you for a while to come. I don't tell you this looking for sympathy, or to hear your own lengthy and equally tiresome stories. But if it encourages even 1 or 2 people to get off their backsides, stop pretending that they're invincible, and get a PSA test, it will have been worth it. Us men have a ridiculous capacity for denial. We think, this could never happen to me, even when confronted with all the signs and signals. We tell ourselves that those nagging little symptoms are just part of getting older. I'm okay, we think. Cancer's something that happens to other guys. Let me tell you, you're wrong. By now you're probably thinking, is he actually going to tell us anything about that ride? And yes, I am. I've been riding towards the village of Killaloe to meet up with some friends for lunch. But first I stopped off in Old Killaloe to take a couple of pictures of houses and this gloriously run-down mill. Lunch at the Engine House Cafe was excellent, but we don't linger long, and soon we were heading off to wind our separate ways home. The Madawaska Valley and the surrounding uplands make for some very pleasant, gentle riding. I stopped a few more times to take some pictures, but mostly I just rode, because the Eldorado was running beautifully. Because she was running so well, I must admit, I was hustling along quite nicely. To my surprise, I caught up with Norm, who usually rides along at a good clip.
Steady 100, you must be pulling pretty good.
Yeah, that's okay. Do you want to get my ice cream?
Yeah, thinking just exactly that. It's right up here.
On the way home, I had plenty of time to think about what's next. The drugs I'm on work by eliminating testosterone and have many less than desirable side effects, such as weight gain, muscle loss, fatigue, and even hot flashes, some of which can be counteracted or minimized through weight-bearing exercise. It's early days yet. Apparently prostate cancer responds well to hormone therapy. In future videos I may mention any progress, or lack thereof, but my focus will remain on riding and writing for as long as I'm able. In the meantime, if you're having any trouble peeing, you're getting up too many times at night, or your flow is erratic, do yourself a favor and hurry along to your doctor and see if you should have a PSA test. It's a simple blood test, so nothing to be scared of. Don't avoid it, forget about it, or believe it could never happen to you. It can, and it may. In the meantime, scuttle over to Amazon and Audible and take a look at my books. They're cheap and entertaining and make great bathroom reading. Search for Nick Adams Motorcycle. Thanks for watching.